Hello everyone and welcome to the Bravo 22 Art Showcase. My name's Ian Rudge and I've been involved with Bravo 22 now for about 4 years. I've done acting, sculpting and baking amongst other things. Along the way I've made some great friends and had a fantastic time on each course I've been involved with. But enough about me. Tonight we will show you some of the skills we have learned on the first ever Bravo 22 drawing course and the drawings we have produced. Every week we've been coming together to learn about drawing under the guidance of Al Johnson, art curator for Bravo 22, who has been taking us on a journey of art discovery. So without further ado, Dan will introduce the first of our drawing workshops. Over to you, Dan.
Hi Ian, and thank you very much for the introduction, mate. My name is Dan Phillips and I've been a member of Bravo 22 for coming up for 5 years now. The very first time I got in contact with them, I'd just been medically discharged from the army and spent a year and a half in Headley Court. After my discharge, I ended up becoming very, very self-isolated, struggling with different issues. And that initial step of getting out of the house into Brighton, meeting Al Johnson, and creating huge life-size sculptures, wire sculptures of ourselves about our injuries, really helped to break that barrier and get me out of the house and start talking to people again. And now I'm also involved in the Bravo 22 art skills course, which has been absolutely incredible. I've been trying to learn how to better my drawing for my entire life, and I've made huge leaps and bounds during this course. At the start of this course, they sent us these incredible packs with pastels and pencils and charcoal and brushes and ink and tons of paper. But with those, we then went off and we experimented with the materials and to see what we could do with them, creating, drawing cups and shading them in with all of the different materials and trying to combine them and just having fun with them. And then we got into expressive drawing. And on that, let's go off and meet the Bravo 22 Art Skills group and let's see how we got on.
Hello, this is our expressive drawing workshop. During our course, we did a workshop in expressive drawing where we were thinking not about drawing figuratively or drawing objects or drawing something specific, but drawing in response to how we feel. And we did various exercises, and one of them was an exercise to music where we tried to make a drawing that was a response to the music itself. So that's what we're going to do for you now. So are you ready, guys? We're going to draw expressively. They look wonderful.
Thanks to everyone for those fantastic expressive drawings. My name's Kev and I've been involved with Bravo 22 coming up to 2 years now, participating and developing as an artist in both physical workshops and through online courses and live sessions online. Bravo 22 has allowed me to firstly find and secondly develop my own style as an artist and illustrator, and I cannot thank Bravo 22 enough. In each session, as well as making our own drawings, we looked at drawings and paintings in gallery collections. For light and dark, we discussed different kinds of light sources and how to find them. Let's join a discussion and see if the participants agree.
welcome to our light and dark session. What we are going to do is have a look at a couple of paintings and try and work out where the light sources are. Now, this is not always straightforward, but the light sources are important because they give a sense of form, of solidity. And a painting that doesn't have any light in it will look flat. It will look like a pattern. So we're going to try and discover where the light sources are, where the light is shining from. Sometimes it's more complicated than others in painting. So let's see how we get on. So this is our first painting, the Caravaggio Supper at Emmaus. Dan, any ideas where the light's coming from in the painting?
It's quite a difficult one, this one. Excuse me. Because there seems to be multiple light sources. So there seems to be one coming from the front because of the shadow behind Jesus in the center. You've also looks like there's one from the left lighting up the back of the guy with the green jacket, and another one from the right lighting up the left arm of the guy on the right hand side.
It's quite, Deborah, what do you think? It's quite confusing actually, isn't it?
Yeah, because you'd expect this guy in the green to be casting a shadow over the white tablecloth, and he's not. And then you don't expect to be able to see the white on the lap of the older man with the beard to the side there, and you can. So it's interesting to see where the shadow isn't.
Yes, that
makes sense.
A very good way of thinking about it, where the shadow isn't, because as you say, the man in the green jacket should cast a shadow because he seems to have quite a bright light behind him. Cheryl, what do you think?
Well, I agree with all of it. If you're looking on the table, there's the shadows from the fruit bowls and stuff are all over the place, mainly from the left-hand side. It's casting the shadow on the fruit bowls and stuff. But then again, like you said, there's all different light sources all around, really.
How is the figure of Jesus lit? Cheryl, any ideas?
He's lighting himself. He is the light. He is producing his own light.
I think that's right. Actually, I think it's an idea about spiritual light, that he's lit from within. It's not something that's used in paintings much these days, but it was certainly at the time. This is the period of the Baroque, and it was really a kind of dominant idea. So you've got in this painting, you've got lots and lots of light sources. Fantastic. Let's have a look at a last one. Let's have a look at this. This is Joseph Wright of Derby. Cheryl, what do you think? Where's the light source there?
From the hot metal in the middle that he's holding.
Yeah. And that's the only light source in that painting, isn't it? Can you see any more?
Yeah.
Deborah, what do you think? There's any more sources?
Well, it's interesting because the wee girl on the lap looking towards us, on the lap of the gentleman there, you can totally see her face.
You can.
But you'd expect her to be in shadow.
Yeah. Yes, that's absolutely right. Yeah. So what if the artist, and he did a series of paintings with a single light source, Joseph Wright, he was very interested in how light was referred around an image. But is it truthful? What do you think, Dan? Telling the truth?
No, it isn't, unfortunately. I love this painting. I really like the atmosphere it creates.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight light source coming from the left. You can see on the back of the guy sat down on the chair.
Yeah, maybe a candle over there, do you think, or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Only a little bit light, but it's definitely not ultra realistic. But I love the atmosphere that it creates in the painting.
Yeah, it's wonderfully atmospheric. Of course, it is. It's if you were that near to a piece of metal that hot, you would probably want to wear gloves at least. You wouldn't want your children to be too near it, would you? It's an artistic conceit. He's playing playing around with the with using a central light source. I love the man, the smith behind, who's got his arms folded, like just showing off his muscles in the light. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was brilliant.
Thanks to everyone for that brilliant discussion. My name's Sally Ann, and I have been involved in Bravo 22 for almost 2 years now. Wow, it's been a roller coaster of amazing happenings. I've been involved in all the creative mediums I never thought possible, stretching from creative writing, singing, acting to painting, sculpting, printing, and so much, much more. Bravo 22 has been like an antidepressant for me. It's boosted my confidence, it's given me new energy, but most importantly, it's given me hope. So let me tell you about one of our sessions in which we discussed the sort of objects that would be suitable for still life drawing, how best to arrange them, and how lighting would enhance these drawings. We were asked to find between 6 and 10 objects around the house which would represent symbols of our lives. Here's Dan searching for the perfect object for his still life.
Harry, can I borrow you a sec?
Yeah.
Right, I have got some homework I need to do for my art project with Bravo 22. We need to go on a magic treasure hunt to find bits and pieces that represent me.
Okay.
Do you think you'd better help me with that?
Yes.
So if we get the right place, we can make some really nice shadows. See, it makes a really nice shadow on the glass. You see, you've got some dark bits down here and some really light bits here, haven't you? Like this. So that's what we want to do. We want to try and make it look as interesting as possible.
Thanks, Dan, for sharing your still life with us. It's really interesting. My name's Sharon. I've been involved with Bravo 22 for 4 years. I love getting the chance to get involved with the drawing and painting. So on the drawing course, we've learned about perspective drawing, how images can make things look far off if they are smaller. This is linear drawing. And also that colours in the distance are more muted, which is tonal perspective. We've learned how to make single point perspective drawings and 2-point perspective drawings. And these were quite tricky.
What we're going to do is have a chat about perspective from the point of view of our lovely participants. So I'd like to introduce you to Christine and Paul and Sarah, who are going to talk a bit about how they responded to making perspective drawings. So starting off with Paul, how did you find doing the perspective drawing, Paul?
Very difficult.
Did you? Why was it difficult?
Because I still can't work out how to get the lines up straight.
Yeah, it is a really, there's a sort of trick to it that all you put in your vanishing point, all the diagonals meet the vanishing point, but the sides of the buildings or the room are perpendicular or parallel with the side of your page. Let's have a look at your your drawing, Paul. So Paul, that was your drawing, which it does have a fantastic sense of depth of receding space, which is what we're aiming at in perspective, because you want to get a sense of things going away from you, and it certainly does that. Have you got any comments on anything you do differently? Or
yeah, I try and work out how to get the lines up right, and the windows in the right place, and the door in the right place, and
yeah,
it's just I cannot work out those uprights.
Yeah, if you think in terms of parallel to the edge, so the edge of the sheet, so that the lines that are currently sloping, it looks like there's sort of it's moving away from us, doesn't it? Those need to be parallel to each other. But it's a fantastic attempt, a first attempt, and you've done really well. I like the way you've used the line down the middle of the road as a sort of guidance to our sort of receiving space. Fantastic, thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Christine, how did you find it?
Very difficult.
We like to set tricky things for people to do.
Yes, and that definitely was.
Why was it hard for you?
It's getting the lines, straight, if you know what I mean, because to begin with it looked all wonky, and like that was second, third, fourth attempt at that, and I thought, well, I'm not going to get it any better than that.
Yeah, well, I think again, you've done a really good job, because we do have this sense of receding space that we can step into the room, and we've got the back of the room is much smaller than the front of the room, so it's almost like you're stepping onto a stage. But it's actually marking the vanishing point is really important, so that you put in the dot of the vanishing point, and then all the lines join the vanishing point. Yeah. And Sarah, you also did a 2-point perspective drawing, didn't you?
Yes. That was really difficult.
I think this is brilliant. With a 2-point perspective, you mark two vanishing points. You can have as many vanishing points as you want, really, but it stops making sense after a while if you have too many.
Yeah.
The corner building is a very good way of doing a 2-point perspective drawing, and you've done it incredibly well. You've marked the points, which is really important, otherwise you forget where they are. Anything that you're critical of with that drawing?
Yeah, I made a slight mess of the roof. The top of the roof, I don't think I followed the line to the vanishing point.
Yeah.
So it looks a bit wonky, but the rest of it is quite.
Yeah, the building and the windows and the doors are brilliant. Yeah. And you've got the perpendiculars parallel with the sides of the paper, which is fantastic. Well, wonderful job, all of you. Thank you. And everyone that was involved in the session, there was lots of people involved in the session. Everyone did some fantastic drawings. I'd just like to thank you for talking about it. And it's nice. It's nice to hear that not everything's straightforward. Sometimes it's all a bit of a struggle, isn't it? We like to challenge people. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that demonstration of the confusing rules of perspective. My name is Dave. I've been involved in Bravo 22 for 3 years. My first adventure was to create a life-size figure in aluminium wire and mesh, and then a life-size bust in clay, followed by a short workshop in printing, all of which I found very therapeutic and thought-provoking, and I have learned a lot from it. During this drawing course, we spent 2 sessions learning how to draw people. We learnt about proportions, joints, balance, and how to apply tone to create form. We worked from an online life class and photographs of life models, and these are some of the wonderful drawings that we created.
fantastic drawings. Well done, everybody. Right. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I've been involved with Bravo 22 since 2014, where I was involved in a sculpture project in Brighton. It was awesome. We did it for about 6 weeks, and we sculptured wire based on our bodies. Since then, I've been involved in loads of projects with Bravo 22, including one in London. And since the beginning of COVID, there's been loads of awesome projects on Zoom and on YouTube, including loads of art ones. We built dogs out of clay. We've done things like this out of boot polish and toilet roll. And I did that one because we had coffee on Zoom, in and out. This course has been excellent for me. I didn't realise that drawing was so brilliant. I haven't picked up a pencil in anger, no, not in anger, since I did my GCSEs. And I didn't realise I could draw. My left side is weak, and I have poor muscles, and I'm left-handed. So to actually produce something like this has been a surprise, and it's made me very proud. And to realise that I could do that, or I could do that full stop, has been awesome. So thank you very much, everybody at Bravo 22. So our project, our final project, was to look at narrative drawing, and then make a drawing on the theme of recovery, telling our own stories. The theme could be interpreted in any way, referring to physical recovery, symbols of recovery, or just something that improves your mood or cheers you up. We could use any of the materials provided or the techniques we have learned on the course, and incorporate any of the themes that we had covered. These are some of the wonderful drawings that we have created.
I think I'm most proud of figurative drawings I made. I thought this was going to be very difficult, but the basic skills and techniques we were given and shown by Al, our tutor, really helped me nail it, and I've got some drawings that I'm really very proud of.
I've just moved to Scotland, so I don't really know anybody as yet. Well, over the last 10 weeks, being on Zoom with Bravo 22 and meeting everybody, it just feels like we are a little community. It's been fantastic, really enjoyed it.
Those drawings and responses were truly inspiring. Thank you so much, everyone. What a wonderful time we have had looking at the work produced on the Bravo 22 drawing course. It was absolutely brilliant. My name is Deborah, and I have been involved in the Bravo 22 for about 1.5 years now. I first met Bravo 22 in Portrush doing a theatre course. And since then, I've done various art courses, was lucky enough to travel to Liverpool to do a lino cutting course with Al. And I'm looking forward to doing loads more. The Zoom has been brilliant. It has helped me so much with my depression and PTSD, and it has kept me sane. And I can't say enough about the Bravo 22 family. And once you're caught, that's it. You don't want to leave them. They're fantastic. So I am here to say a big thank you. Thank you to all the wonderful participants who have shared their drawings and their responses. Thanks to Al for her enthusiasm and guidance on the skills arts drawing, and to Frankie for her fantastic organisation skills, and of course to the Drive Project and the Royal British Legion, to Alice, Sue and Alice who made this all happen. So thank you and goodbye. Lastly, let's see the whole group say goodbye, and this is a Bravo 22 goodbye. So bye.
Welcome to you here at Bravo 22. We hope you approve what we're gonna do. Join us here in the theater in the sky. And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. Now it is time we all say hello. Get a cup of tea and enjoy the show.
Good evening. Here at Bravo 22, we always like to know what's going on with our company members. So it's about time we checked in on our emotional weather forecast. Tonight, we are really lucky to be joined by 12 of our local emotional weather supporters live, ready to share their highs and their lows. No pressure. So without further ado, let's cross over the Irish Sea and check in with Sugar-Free Steve. Hopefully there's no wind.
Hi, Kit. Thank you for that. Here's the emotional weather forecast live from Belfast.
Wow, that's really reassuring. Thanks, Stevie. Now, I'll tell you what, let's check in with Tim in Norfolk. I bet it's beautiful.
Well, right there, Kate. I'm feeling like it's going to snow, and I'm very happy for. It's beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you, Tim. Now, let's drop down to the south coast and check in with the lovely Lara in Plymouth. Hopefully she's not 3 sheets to the wind.
No, not today, Kate. The weather outside is frightful, but inside it's sunshine with a few scattered showers.
Oh, that's lovely, Lara. Thank you. Well, that's it for me for now with the emotional weather forecast. So please batten down the hatches and please enjoy the rest of your evening with the rest of the Bravo 22 crew.
Warm and cosy in bed this morning. I don't feel like getting up. But then I remember it's a special day today. Bravo 22 later. I look through the gap in the curtains. It's grey and miserable out there, with a thick sea mist or almost a fog. On a clear day, I have an amazing view from my window, from Plymouth Sound, right across the city, with far-reaching views all over Dartmoor and the famous Tors. Amazing. We've realised that more and more recently. Lockdown has increased a huge sense of hopelessness, but we try to focus on hope. It's too easy to get lost. It's our youngest daughter's birthday today. She's in New Zealand for another 2 years. Funny, isn't it? You teach your children to be strong and independent. I sometimes wonder if I've taught mine to be too strong and independent. Is that even possible? I feel selfish even thinking that. I roll out of bed and I pull back the curtains. Yep, not much of a view out there today. But I think that's the sun trying to wake up too. I run my hot shower and get into it. I can feel a real draft. I don't like feeling cold, especially after a hot shower. I look at the curtain. I realise the blinds are gently swaying. The window's open. So I stepped out of the shower and I slid my hands through the slats on the window, on the blinds, and I pulled the window too. Oh, I slipped. I grabbed onto the bathroom unit to save myself, and I hold my breath and freeze, waiting for something to come crashing down from the top of the unit. It's only the toilet roll that hits me. The ceramic hot water bottle I was given after my nan passed away stayed in situ, thankfully. I want that to stay safe. I want to pass that to my children. Finish my bathroom routine and I go get dressed into some work clothes. We're decorating. So I'm hoping to get the painting finished this week, but first we need to agree on colour. The rich aroma of strong coffee greets me as I walk down the stairs. The darling has made breakfast. He's burnt the toast. Again. Well, he likes it burnt, but I don't. I like it golden. So he puts more in the toaster for me, and he eats the burnt offerings. We are lucky we get a choice, aren't we? You know, life's all about choices. And we all look forward to having our choices returned to us.
I'm going to tell you a little story about my life, and PTSD and depression is not a good place to be in. I don't like going out, really. I don't like socialising. But my dad said to me a few weeks ago, you need to get out, Dean. You need to go and do some exercise. So I took it on and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for a walk with Bella, my dog. And we went for 4.5 kilometres just to get to Habley Valley. And then when we got there, I met cross paths with a little old lady. She had a walking stick. She was trying to keep up with her husband. And we just had a chat about life and COVID. And then I walked up the hill. And on the way back down again, I crossed another lady. And I said, oh, it's harder coming down than it is going up, you know. So she laughed and said how beautiful my dog Bella was. And then as I was leaving the valley, I saw this little old dog. and he didn't look very well in his eyes. And I was looking around, couldn't see any owners. So then a lady appeared with a puppy. I said, "Is this your dog?" She says, yeah, I just had to run after my puppy because he ran away. He said he won't go anywhere anyway. He's like 16 years old and blind. So I thought, all right. So then me and Bella, we walked back home again. 4.5 kilometers. Come here, Bells. And then when I got back, I reflected on my over 2-hour journey. And I thought, do you know what? There is hope out there. I don't like going out. There is hope, speaking to people, and this one keeps me sane, don't you? Have a kiss. Mwah. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hopeology. Good hope. A place I learnt to wash my face with my brother and grandmother. Life was no bother. No tap with running water. Long look pond with someone's daughter. We had such hope and laughter going to catch water. Hope is a way of life. It overcomes strife. Hope is filling like a sticky toffee pudding. Hope is shelter from the swelter and the cold, wet winter. Hope is playing, singing, plus listening to bells ringing. Hope is love, like the dove. It soars above. Neglected and rejected, but hope selected. Hope is dear and always near. Look at all of us here. Steadfast in our belief, hope is a relief. Hope helps to navigate at a rapid rate through the narrowest of gates. Thinking logically, hope should be an ology. I suppose I could propose a new word, hopeology. And I have no apology for lexicology. Good hope. A place I learnt to wash my face with my brother and grandmother. Life was no bother. No tap with running water. Long look pond with someone's daughter. We had such hope and laughter going to catch water. Cheers.
Thank you, Baz. That was lovely. Let's warm up, everybody. The sun shines on. And at the movement, big hand movements, everyone sees someone moving. Firstly, the sun shines on. Everyone is wearing light colours. The sun shines on. Everyone who likes the summer. The sun shines on. Everyone who likes drinking tea. The sun shines on. Everyone who likes chocolate. The sun shines on. Everyone who wears slippers. The sun shines on. Everyone who can wear a hat. The sun shines on. Everyone who's wearing glasses. The sun shines on. Everyone who's part unicorn. Horns, that's good, that's good. The sun shines on anyone who can play a musical instrument. The sun shines on anyone who can pursue bowling. Last of all, the sun shines on everyone.
The Wesley Nyth. The Wesley Nyth is a little bit stiff. He lives all alone in the world of Wyth. Wyth is a world full of stranger things. tall and long giants who play a game called Zings. The whistling if doesn't play Zings. He just combs his hair and whistles things. The things he whistles are tunes in the night. If loves to whistle because it's if's right. But a whistling if is a little stiff. His opinion on stuff makes him a little gruff. Gruff in his tone and gruff in his face, shouting his words. Oh, if, what a disgrace. What a disgrace they think of me. The whistling if would loudly disagree. So the whistling if said, I will talk no more. I will just whistle my tunes and walk out the door. Now, if you meet the whistling if, he may seem a little stiff, but just give him a hug and some dreams in a jug and whistle his tune as he leaves the room.
Hello, boys and girls. Thank you, Steve. That was lovely. Let me tell you a story about Simon the Sprout. Simon the Sprout grew big in Winklefoot Field, wishing every day that Christmas would come soon. I'm going to be the biggest and first sprout eater at Christmas, he boasted to all the sprouts attached to his father's stalk. Then the day came when Simon felt the ground rumble and he heard a swishing, clanging sound coming across the field. Next, he was up in the air. He went one way and his father's went the other. Simon was in a big box bouncing up and down. Then he found himself, it went still. The machine groaned and Simon felt himself tumbling out of the big box into a bath, a very, very cold bath. Simon laughed as they bobbed along until about he and a kilogram of his friends dropped into a green netted bag. It was quite strange. He didn't know anyone in this green netted bag, so they decided to make a WhatsApp group when they got out. Eventually, Simon and his friends ended up in a big, bright shop. They all started chatting to each other excitedly. Then after a while, they got quite bored. Then the sprouts at the bottom got, quite frankly, quite whiffy. Then one day, Simon's bag was picked up and hurled into a metal cage. There was lots of other things in there, not just sprouts. After lots of dings and bangs and wishes, they were taken into a big plastic bag and taken out into a small house. Then the bag was ripped open and Simon dropped into another bath. But this bath was very, very hot. Too hot, and Simon passed out. When Simon awoke, he was cold and a little bit softer than he remembered he was. The sky was all white and chilly, and there was a large tub with a sign that said, compost heap. Simon's heart sank. Well, I suppose it's to be expected, really, just being a sprout. Simon looked up and he saw Robin sat on the side of the tub, whistling a happy tune. Hello, Mr. Robin, said Simon. Will you be my friend? Of course, said Mr. Robin. So there you are, boys and girls. The moral of the story is this. When you've been lied to, treated like poo, and find yourself in a place you really don't want to be, look up, not down. Look up, because there's always someone to help you. What happened to Simon's father, I hear you cry? Well, he got eaten by a cow, raw in February. Not all stories are happy ones, boys and girls. Night night.
We apologise for the interruption to this broadcast. We have an important emotional weather update. The wind is picking up and there are black storm clouds on the horizon. It's likely to be the darkest hour just before the dawn.
13633, Private J. W. Seeley.
Joined the army in 1914, Norfolk Regiment. We went to Shorncliffe, and there we spent a week or two, and then we went to Colchester in barracks. Then we went to Salisbury Plains. From there we went to France.
Who's that? Oh, that's Jimmy Seeley, the shepherd from Norwich. July 1916 was a disaster for the British. More than 19,240 soldiers lost their lives in one day. The British and French got 7 miles into German territory, and though the British and French expected victory, the front line barely moved and became a symbol of the futility of war. In here and came out that side of the wood on the road. I ran down there to Longleyville and they had a trench dug there. I jumped into the trench and there was a soldier laid there with his legs off. He says, "Shoot me, shoot me," and that stuck the wind up me more than anything. I looked at him and ran off. I left him. I couldn't do anything for him. I just hope someone could.
One.
A country graveyard in Northern Ireland in August 1941. Jack, our dear son, your mum and I are so devastated here today to say goodbye. We were so proud of you for joining up to help defeat the enemies of freedom. You were a constant source of joy as your mum and I watched you grow up on the farm with your brothers and sisters. It was heartbreaking when you joined up, just 1 month short of your 20th birthday. We were delighted when, within a year of joining the RAF Regiment Police, you earned your corporal stripes. Well done, Corporal Jack Ward, 1108851. When you came home, thankfully unscathed, in July 1941 for a training exercise in Northern Ireland, your mum and I were so thankful to God to be able to spend some valuable time with the impressive man you had become. But you developed pneumonia on the outdoor training exercise and had to be hospitalised. Your health deteriorated and we were called to your bedside in the early hours of the morning of the 13th of August 1941. We cradled you in our arms, kissed you, and passed you from our arms into the loving arms of God. We don't know how we will go on with our lives without you in them. Here today, your RAF colleagues have honoured your life, your service, and your sacrifice with a volley of shots over your gun carriage. Jack, you answered the call to enlist, to give hope to our land, hope that future generations will never have to live under tyranny. We will do our best to honour that hope until we all meet again in that beautiful land.
Hope is a window to a dream. Hope is my friend all around me. I hope that I can last this day. I hope my hope's the last thing to fade. What is the hope that we all share? The hope that lies beyond despair. I hope with everything I do, I hope that I can see what is true. And I hope that I can spend this day with you to bring a little hope, just a little hope, share a little hope with you. I hope to bring a little hope, just a little hope, share a little hope, just a little hope with you. I hope to bring a little hope, just a little hope, share a little hope, just a little hope with you.
This is what hope means to me. Hope is a tool for motivation, to keep going when you don't want to, a helping hand from a friend, a ray of sunshine in the rain, friendship. Hope is a hug from a loved one, to be optimistic, to help someone even though you can't help yourself. A possibility there is something better. Communication. Hope is to be positive when negativity rears its head. Interaction with a stranger. To be thought of. To move forwards. A smile.
I've seen things some of you people will not imagine. Countries, villages, men, brothers, kill each other for their own beliefs. I've sat in burning rooms, stare at the ceiling, looking at the flames like dancing angels. All these moments could be lost like tears in rain. Imagine your story gone without a thought. We must hold on to hope that although your story one day could change or help others, time to say goodbye.
Hope is the emotion critical to helping us survive. Hope motivates positive action, encouraging happiness and well-being. Hope is the belief that things will work out even when the odds are stacked against us. And hope, it believes in the impossible, that you will make it through. Hope is just a small, simple word, yet so immensely powerful. Hope is the giving of love, goodness, and kindness. Hope is the wishing of desires, ambitions, and dreams. And without hope, we have nothing. Bravo 22 has become a foundation of hope. It makes hope touchable, believable, and real again.
Again it's time for something to become clear. Why are we all living in fear? Would you like to take a trip to come visit me on this battleship? And put this fire out and put this fire out. To tell you the truth, I can't handle it. To live a lie, to ignore all this shit.
Bravo 22 means to me exploring the depth of my mind and my creativity.
Bravo 22 means to me pushing your mind, body and soul further than it wants to go.
Bravo 22 means continuation of life, friendship, camaraderie, fun, and
For me, Bravo 22 means everything at the moment. You have all made me feel so welcome, and you've given me a reason to smile again. Thank you.
For me, Bravo 22 means pure joy, fun, fulfillment, camaraderie, that friendship you don't get anywhere else.
Bravo 22 means to me having great fun with a great family.
Bravo 22 to me is it's a place where there's no demons like there are in my head sometimes, and just the support that I get from my Bravo family. I love you all.
Bravo 22 to me, it turns my mind around from how I was feeling to being able to smile. It makes me create things that I never knew I could create, and do things I never thought I could do, or imagine being able to do. So Bravo 22, thank you.
For me, Bravo 22 means two things. First thing, meeting a great bunch of guys and gals. Second thing, extending my comfort zone into doing things I've never done before. In my 61 years so far, I've never written a page of dialogue in the form of a play. That's a first for me.
Bravo 22 to me means everything to me. Being with people who have shared experiences is incredibly helpful in this journey that we're all on. Bravo 22 brings companionship, fun, and joy into my life.
To me, Bravo 22 is overcoming fears. It is the light at the end of a very dark tunnel. It is friendship, love, faith, and hope.
Bravo 22, I love all that you do. Bravo, oh, oh, I love you so. Never leave or go away. I will be with you till my curtain call day. You give to me all that I need, teaching me a new way to see. be in a theater in the sky, to see all these faces with a different eye. You give to me an online team filled with hope in adversity. We no longer need to mourn. We all have our unicorns. Now it's time to say goodbye. We all must leave. It's not time to cry. Bravo, Tutu, goodbye to you. Cheerio, my friends, we'll soon meet again. Bravo, Tutu, I love all that you do. Bravo, oh, oh, I love you so. You give to me unicorns and